My phone buzzed while I was pouring a glass of red wine. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Almost. But something about the timing felt wrong. Like a shadow moving where light should be, I answered. A woman's voice, low, careful. Is this Daniel Harper? Yes. A pause. The kind that makes the air feel heavier. Then she said it. I'm one of your wife's students. The wine glass stopped halfway to my lips. Students, plural. But she corrected herself immediately. My ex-classmate, actually. Another pause. She used to call him her shadow. My stomach tightened. What are you talking about? You should check her email, she whispered. The one she hides behind the old university account. The line went dead. Just like that. No explanation. No goodbye. I stood in the kitchen for a long time. The wine glass still in my hand. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Upstairs, my wife was sleeping. Or pretending to. The word shadow kept circling in my head. Not like a memory. More like a warning. And for the first time in 12 years of marriage, I realized something terrifying. I had never actually looked into the darkness behind her smile. The next morning, I watched her differently. Not suspicious. Just attentive. Observation is a powerful thing when you stop believing what someone tells you. Emily hummed while making coffee. Same routine, same soft movements, same gentle smile. Morning, she said. Morning. Her hand brushed my arm. Warm, familiar, but something in me had shifted, like a lock quietly turning. She checked her phone twice during breakfast. Quick glances. Then she flipped it face down. A small gesture. Most people would miss it. I didn't. Busy day at the college? I asked. She nodded. Meetings? Of course. Always meetings. She left 20 minutes later. Perfume trailing behind her like a ghost. When the door closed, I opened my laptop. Her old university email wasn't difficult to find. Emily had never been good with passwords. Sentimental people rarely are. The inbox opened. And suddenly, I understood the word shadow. Hundreds of emails, all between her and one name, Ethan Cole, 19 years old, a second-year student in her literature class. The first message was harmless. Questions about assignments, book recommendations. Then came the private tone, the jokes, late-night exchanges, and finally, the photographs. Her words beneath them made my skin feel cold. You understand me better than anyone. You're always there, my little shadow. I leaned back in my chair. No shouting, no broken glass, just silence. Betrayal doesn't always explode. Sometimes it arrives like frost. Slow, quiet, deadly. And the deeper I looked, the clearer it became. This wasn't just an affair. It was a crime. For the next 3 weeks, I became an actor, a very convincing one. Emily noticed nothing. Why would she? Most guilty people expect anger. They don't expect patience. Every night I listened, watched, collected, phone records, location history, hotel receipts hidden under meaningless descriptions. One evening, she said she had a faculty dinner. I followed. Not too close. Not too obvious. She drove to a small apartment building near campus, and he was waiting outside. The boy, Ethan, tall, thin, still carrying the awkward posture of someone who hadn't fully grown into adulthood. She stepped out of the car, smiling, the same smile she once used on me. He hugged her, too tightly, too intimately, and then they disappeared inside. I didn't move, didn't react, just sat there in the dark car, watching the windows, waiting. My anger wasn't loud. It was quiet, cold, like deep water. When she finally came home 2 hours later, I was sitting on the couch, reading. She kissed my cheek. I'm exhausted. Long meeting? I asked. She nodded. Very. I smiled. Because by then, I already had everything I needed. Screenshots, photos, phone logs, and something even more valuable, a lawyer. Not just any lawyer. A predator in a tailored suit. The kind people call when they want blood drawn in courtrooms. A shark. And sharks love the smell of secrets. The evidence arrived on a Tuesday morning. A thick folder. Neatly organized. Messages, images, hotel surveillance stills, and the legal assessment beneath it. Teacher, student. Abuse of authority. Criminal misconduct. Career destruction. Prison time. I closed the folder slowly. Emily was sitting across the dining table, drinking tea, relaxed. "Everything okay?" she asked. I slid the folder toward her. "Open it." She frowned slightly. Curious. The first photo fell out onto the table. Her face drained of color. The second photo followed. Then the printed emails. Her breathing changed. Sharp, panicked. "Daniel!" I raised a hand. Quiet, calm. "How old is Ethan?" I asked. Silence. "How old?" I repeated. Her voice cracked. 19, and your student." Tears formed instantly. It wasn't like that. I leaned back, studying her the way a doctor studies a disease. "You called him your shadow." She shook her head. "I made a mistake." I nodded slowly. "Yes, you did." Then I stood and walked toward the door. She followed. "Where are you going?" I paused, without turning around, to finish something. The courtroom was very quiet. Shark lawyers have that effect. Emily sat beside her attorney. Pale, fragile, almost unrecognizable. The judge reviewed the documents slowly. Email after email, photo after photo. His expression changed. Subtly, but noticeably, at one point he actually removed his glasses and sighed. Across the room, Emily looked at me. Not angry, not hateful, just terrified. The verdict came weeks later. Professional misconduct, abuse of authority, criminal charges. The sentence was short by legal standards, but long enough to destroy everything she had built. When they led her away in handcuffs, she whispered my name. "Daniel." I didn't respond. There was nothing left to say. Some betrayals don't deserve arguments. They deserve consequences. Months later, my phone rang. Again, and again, and again. 71 missed calls, all from the same number. My daughter-in-law. Earlier that day, she had shouted over the phone, "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." I had simply replied, "Enjoy." Then I posted a photo online. My new villa, high above a quiet lake in Switzerland. Glass walls, snow-covered mountains, silence. The kind money can buy when you remove chaos from your life. Apparently, the photo caused panic. Family suddenly remembered I existed. I watched the phone buzz on the table. Unanswered, unimportant. Outside, the water was perfectly still, peaceful. And for the first time in years, so was my mind. Some people call revenge bitter. They're wrong. Real revenge is quiet, precise, final. I didn't destroy her life. She did. I simply turned on the light and watched the shadow disappear.